a new movie rental service, a new audio music streaming service, Oz gets a sequel, and much more on today's edition of iWake. Well, welcome back to another edition of iWake. I'm Tim Chaten, and first up today is just a little reminder for those developers out there in the audience that Google I/O, which is Google's developer conference, registration will open today at 7 a.m. Pacific time. So that would be 10 a.m. East Coast time. So if you're a developer and want to get in the door with this, make sure you set your alarms and go out and register. Google I/O, traditionally you'll get your purchase price of the ticket back in hardware that they give to you. It's rumored that you'll get a Google Glass when you go this year. There is a link in the show notes for more details on this. But if you're best of luck in registering. Next up is a movie rental service. So we currently have Amazon Video on Demand. We have iTunes. We have all of these options for digital rentals. AMC has launched a service called Yeah! So Yeah! Targets film buffs with interactive bonus content. So basically, this is going to be a very premium service at $5 a rental. So $5 a rental isn't extreme if this was new rentals, as that's what people pay currently. But this is for old catalog content, 10, 20, 30 years old. AMC is asking $5 a rental. You do get extra content, bonus content, which you don't get in iTunes unless you actually buy a film. But still, this seems kind of crazy. It's launching with 14 films, including Clerks, Scream, The Terminator, Natural Born Killers. And each week, AMC will pull from its vault and add another flick to the collection. Pricing is $5, as I said, with the 48-hour rental window. Currently, you need to watch these things on your PC or your laptop, which is the same thing, I guess. But they are launching an iPad app this summer. So I really don't see this taking off. I really don't, unless they add, an Apple TV integration or a Roku or some other way to actually view this content. It's intriguing, but I really don't see it taking off. Next up today, just in the movie realm once again, is Oz the Great and Powerful has been already announced that a sequel is on its way. It won't feature Dorothy, though, as Dorothy is actually a property of a different studio from Disney. I believe Universal owns the rights to Dorothy. Warner Brothers, rather. So that's something of note. The Oz the Great and Powerful takes place some 20 years before this old classic takes place. So it's possible that a whole trilogy could spawn that's before the Dorothy story. And perhaps there could even be a concurrent story of kind of how the Prometheus is going about it, how you could have two storylines, the Wizard of Oz being one, and another storyline simultaneously going on. So there's some cool things going on there. And link in the show notes about the sequel, which is now undergoing its writing. Next up today, Dropbox. If you were a Dropbox user, there's some good news. They have redesigned their desktop app with a brand new menu bar app. So you're able to accept shared folders through this. You're able to get a greater glimpse or view of what the files have changed, and lots have changed here. A big visual makeover, and it's going to be coming to the iOS very soon. There's a whole new notification system, and lots to note here. So if you have a Mac or Windows machine, go out and update. Link in the show notes for more details. I didn't have time to go into all the nitty-gritty here, but if you're a Dropbox user, this is definitely good news. I'm really excited about its notification system that is now integrated into it, which is, I think, going to be a great thing for heavy Dropbox users like myself. Next up today, just want to briefly mention Pro Tools version 10.3.4 is now available. Just bug fixes, so if you are into that kind of stuff, go out and update. Next up, Kickoff for iOS and Mac is out. So Kickoff is this really cool app I saw announced on Twitter today. It includes group chat, shared tasks, and does all the wonderful iOS and Mac things you would anticipate. So what this is for is it's for collaborating. If you work in an Apple office, if you work with with people abroad and telecommute with people that are Apple people, this is a really, really well done set of applications for iPhone and Mac that enable you to collaborate and do things in a really fun way. So if you're looking for that kind of service or app, Kickoff is available now and something I would definitely encourage you to look at. So next up today, we had AMC doing video rentals. Now we've got Double Twist, which is kind of an iTunes alternative, doing a Pandora-like service. It's called Magic Radio, and it's interesting. It's $4 a month. You get 13 million songs, which is 12 times the size of Pandora, which, as far as the service itself, I believe it is a radio thing where you're not going to have the song selection you get on Spotify as far as I want to pick out this certain song. I haven't had time to go full in the depth here, but it seems to be a rather interesting option out there. And for those that are obsessed with all these music streaming services, this is another one to take a look at. More information about this is available in the show notes. Next up today is Microsoft Surface. In yesterday's show, I mentioned how Apple had this prototype device. Well, it seems that Microsoft wanted to get their prototype device seen by many. So The Verge has a wonderful, wonderful piece where they go hands-on with the Microsoft Surface prototype. And they actually have the main hardware developer talk about the development process of Surface, and it is really entailed. They got a video with him showcasing what the development cycle of the Surface was. So rather awesome piece there on The Verge. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, take a look. Next up, I just want to mention that BitTorrent Live is now in beta. So people can now take a look at BitTorrent as a streaming service. For those interested, link is available in the show notes. The final bit of news today, and something I'm really, really eager to see how well it works and what cars it can work in, is something called Automatic. So Automatic is a device that you hook into your car's computer. For those that don't know, most cars after 1996 or 7 have a little computer, and most of them have a same universal output that allows you to interact with it. So what are you able to do with Automatic? Well, you're able to always know where your car's GPS is, so you're able to hook into that and see, hey, I want to know that. I want to know where my car is. I lost it in the parking lot. You're able to record every trip with all the miles you go and things like that quite easily. You're able to sense when things in your car happen. So when the accelerometer senses a sudden brake, you'll hear a soft ping. So there's a lot of interesting things. You can turn off the check engine light from inside your iPhone application here, and it's basically the first step into connected cars for all the dumb cars out there. So it's gonna be the best of all. It's gonna be $70 and launching in the next few months. They are going to be testing individual cars, and they will not sell it to you unless it's basically verified that your car will work with this. They're very committed to that, and basically it's going to be a very simple installation process. You just plug it in the bottom underneath your steering wheel. You don't have to get under the hood. You don't have to do anything like that. Very unobtrusive installation and very easy to install installation. So that is automatic, and more details about that for those interested is available at automatic.com. That's quite an awesome domain. So automatic.com. And this is stuff I love. I love to see car technology get better and better, as it's an area of tech that is sorely lacking compared to what else is out there and available in the world. So with that said, show notes available at iWakePodcast.com. You can find the video version of the show at youtube.com/TCHATEN. And I also have some books available, iPodEvolution.net for my iPod book, and a couple others that are in the iBook store. So with that said, I will actually be traveling the end of this week. So tomorrow and the next days, I may or may not have a show, but in all likelihood, it'll probably be leaning towards the not, especially Thursday and Friday and even Monday. So if there is no show, that's why I am traveling. And if there is a show, it's extra goodies for you. So with that said, thanks for tuning in. I will talk to everyone again on the next edition of iWake. Have a good one.